Okay, if we can bring the meeting to order. Yeah. There. Welcome everyone to the Communities of Concordia January open board meeting. And just a little technical issue that's going on. Channel 26 is broadcasting and will be recording. We are live streaming. There may be an issue with the YouTube recording. If that's not taking place in real time, we will upload the Channel 26 recording to YouTube, so there will be a YouTube version available. With that being said, I've called the meeting to order. Mike, would you lead us in the salute to the flag, please?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, if you would do a roll call, please.
Yes, please. Sharon Falkowitz.
Here.
Chad Henderson.
Here.
Susan Lorcella.
Here.
Amy McSweeney.
Here.
Diana Miller. Diana Miller is absent. Christine Patterson.
Here.
Donna Williams.
Here.
On behalf of management, Corey Harris and Michael Canberg are present. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Can I get a motion to accept the open board meeting minutes from the December 9th, 2025 meeting?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the December 9th meeting.
And can I get a second, please?
I second the motion.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No? Okay, the meeting minutes are accepted as posted. Good evening, everyone. Opening comments on my part, pretty light. Hope everybody has had a good New Year so far. We had an excellent New Year's Eve party. I think everybody who attended would agree with me that we had a good time. And now we're off and running for 2026. And we've got an exciting year ahead of us. A lot of good things are going to be happening here, a lot of good events. And I know that people are going to be enjoying the things that have been planned from a social perspective, so we're looking forward to that. Otherwise, I really just want to wish everybody a happy New Year, happy, healthy, and we'll keep moving forward with the meeting. And Mike, if you would give the management report.
Thank you, Chad. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you. So we are in the doldrums of winter right now. It is not too bad today, but generally it's pretty cold. That is precluding us from getting into some of our seasonal work, obviously. But what you will see for January and February, you will see the remainder of the landscape cleanup finally getting done by the end of this week. The leaf cleanup should be complete. Since the leaf cleanup began in December, we've had two significant snowfall events and a couple of added windstorms and rainstorms that have added to some more down tree branches and twigs and whatnot. So we do expect to see that continuing throughout January, just as a heads up. As far as the snow season goes, I did just mention to you, boy, we got walloped, unfortunately, in December. The first of the two snow responses was a 7.2-inch snowfall event for Monroe Township, based on the ION report we received. The second, which not only required plowing, but a substantial amount of salt applications to deal with the complexity of it. The second one was only a 1.8-inch snowfall event, however, also required some salt application. So those expenses hit in the second half of December, last 2 weeks of the month. And unless you're super well prepared, and no HOA was, that impacts your year-end budget if your fiscal year-end is also calendar year-end. So the board will look as they receive December financials as far as how to deal with that. So stay tuned. Snow season is far from over, but we're optimistic that January is going to be cooperative. We'll see what the rest of this week looks like, but it seems to be trending better. And then we have to deal with February, which is always a dicey month. But we will remain diligent and on top of it, and more information will come in the next meeting, I am sure. what work you will be seeing happening in January and February is really limited to 3 areas of concentration. The first are roofs. We began roofs as recently as yesterday. As long as weather permits, we will roof leaky roofs year-round, and that is ongoing. The second item is, for those of you that don't know, Concordia has 7 elevators buried within this community. Yes, true story. All 7 date back to 1981. All 7 are in various states of failure, and all 7 are budgeted for and scheduled to be replaced in 2026 out of your reserve, capital reserve account. The company mobility elevator was on site today to continue to evaluate the pits, as they're called. That's the elevator shaft and the space below the elevator, and we expect more updates on that by next month, and certainly have this project moving as we get into the spring weather. For the people that live in those 7 buildings, it's finally coming. So that's all I can say. This is a long overdue service element that's been needed. For the people that rely on them, it's critical. And when they fail, it is critically challenging. Since I'm here, 3.5 years, we've had at least 2 entrapments where the fire department has had to come to pull somebody out because the door and the locking mechanisms were seized. So the equipment is failing, and it's not safe to keep operating the way it is. It's continued to be inspected and maintained, but it is past its point of functional use, so they will be replaced. And the third item I want to bring to your attention, which you'll see in the next few weeks, the board engaged a vendor in a safe sidewalk management program. So all of the walkways, concrete walkways within the community have been evaluated by this company. It's called Always Safe Sidewalks. And they will come out and they will, their task is very specific to remove any trip hazards to achieve ADA compliance on the walkways. This does 2 things. One, it helps us to reduce the cost of concrete maintenance by treating and servicing rather than ripping and replacing every single time it's needed. But the other thing it does, folks, is it gives you a professional vendor under contract, insured, that is now part of your sidewalk management program. And this is a great thing to have from a safety perspective and to reduce the risk to the HOA. So we expect that first pass to take within 2 to 3 weeks, weather permitting, and at which point, if any of you noticed in the last month or so a whole bunch of new little markings on your concrete, that's exactly what that is. All of these trip hazards have been photographed, identified, cataloged, and then they will take the after photo and illustrate that they are ADA compliant. And then they will maintain this year over year. So this will dramatically reduce the cost for the HOA having to replace walkway concrete. We still will have to replace patio concrete and other steps and other areas of masonry work that don't fall under this program, but this is a cost savings. Just in round numbers, the idea of replacing anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000 worth of concrete walkway can be reduced to about a $60,000 or $70,000 repair project. So it does dramatically reduce the expense, which then allows the HOA to get that much more replacement done where it can't be managed through this program. So more information as they provide it to us, but stay tuned. This is an exciting, it's exciting for me, but it's a very exciting program to introduce to the community because it does help, it lays another brick of safety for all of your residents. So we're excited for that. That's really it, folks. Stay tuned because once the spring hits, we will have significantly more input and updates on the work throughout the community and the general management overall. I appreciate all of you coming out tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome, sir.
Susan's going to tell us about a new program that we've established. So please.
Thank you, Chad. Yes, good evening, everyone, and everyone there in TV land. I'm going to read this because I don't want to forget anything, so just bear with me a second. The new program is called the CARE Award, Concordia Action Recognition of Excellence. This recognition will serve as a way to highlight the positive impact many of our residents have on our community every day. They are sometimes overlooked, or we simply are unaware of the wonderful work that our residents do. What better time to start this but now in January 2026? The program is launching this month. The CARE Award recognizes residents who go above and beyond to make a meaningful difference in our Concordia community. This award celebrates individuals whose actions reflect kindness, dedication, and a genuine commitment to improving the lives of others here in Concordia or beyond. The process for nomination will be that you can nominate yourself or someone else you know in the community. Give us a brief recommendation explaining why you feel they deserve the award. You can send an email to Ask the Board on our website, or just directly to asktheboard@concordiahoanj.com. All this information will also be sent out on an email, so you don't have to remember all this. Nominations should be received by the first Monday of each month. The nominations will be reviewed and selected on the first Tuesday of the month so that we can present the award at the second Tuesday of the month, which is our open board meeting. The recipient will be announced at the open board meeting the second Tuesday of each month. The CARE recognition recipient will be featured as on a dedicated section of our website. It'll be also in The Voice, including a photo and a brief bio and description of why they were selected. A monthly plaque will be on display in our clubhouse lobby to highlight that month's recipient. At the year's end, we will select the CARE Resident of the Year. All recipients for the full year will be invited to a luncheon come end of the year. So I'm very happy to announce our first recipient. Our first recipient for January 2026 is Dan and Sandy Slobodian for their work on Cookies for Charity. A lot of you don't know this, but Dan puts in a lot of hours and a lot of work all the months leading up to this to get all the bakers and get everyone cracking so that we have all the cookies here. He started the event last year in 2024 and completed the second successful fun-filled day or should I say box-filled day. He has motivated our community to bake and buy and has created and achieved a successful charity event. Dan, along with his generous bakers, were able to donate $1,200 to Elijah's Promise on behalf of Concordia, and which was doubled from last year. So thank you, Dan. Would you like to say a few words?
As you can imagine, when I first heard about this, I was speechless. And that's rather unusual for me. So anyway, at first when I saw, the email over the weekend, I was like, wow, I was speechless. To get such an honor. I feel so honored, but I also feel humbled because so much work goes into it, but not just us, not just my wife, not just me, but all the bakers, all the people who donate cookies, all the people who buy. There are people who come in that don't even want cookies, but they still donate. And then there are the people who volunteer their time, to make the whole event run so successfully. And so this award goes to them in large part as well. My wife regrets that she could not be here today, but again, she's being community spirited. She's up in Metuchen co-chairing a meeting of the governing body of her church. So, she can be forgiven. But also, I would like to, give credit to Sue in particular, in that from the very beginning, The idea was to raise funds and donate it to some kind of cause. But I had no idea what that would be, and Sue was the one who suggested Elijah's Promise, and I think everybody has really gotten behind that, and we're very proud to be donating to them, and I thank you. And I thank everybody for their efforts.
Thank you, Susan. That was great. Any committee updates? Sharon, anything you wish to share? No?
I just want to pass along some information. I think you had mentioned about New Year's Eve, but John wanted me to say a special thank you. New Year's Eve was a complete sellout. We've got great feedback. Everyone had a great time. And don't forget to sign up for next year's.
Can we get tables now?
Beatlemania this past weekend was really fun. I don't know who all came out, but I happened to, and it was really a nice show. We received it was almost another sellout, so that was great. Okay, tickets coming up right now is Fabulous Grease Band. That's going to be February 14th. The Irish Celebration is on March 14th, and that's going to feature Unforgettable Fire. It's a nation #1 tribute to U2. And the tickets go on sale tomorrow, actually, at 10 a.m. on Event Groove. And then tickets for Ragtime, which is going to be on 4/22, they go on sale February 23rd. So that will be in person. So that's the bus ride, so that doesn't go on Event Groove. 10 a.m., 2-person ticket limit per household and transaction. And also a reminder that the Super Bowl party is set for 2/8, and we would appreciate if you register with the concierge and get a table form for that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan. Amy, no, nothing new? Donna, anything on the benches?
No, I'm working with Mike to find the places for the bench, and we have some people who are interested, so that's good.
Excellent. Wonderful. Okay. With that, I guess I would like to get a motion to adjourn the formal part of the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Christine. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so the formal portion of the meeting is over. We're now ready for resident Q&A. Just a reminder, the resident Q&A is questions regarding community-related issues, not individual properties. Any individual property issues, please meet with Mike after the meeting to discuss. We're going to have a limited ability to answer any finance questions because our treasurer isn't here tonight. So with that said, keeping in mind the rules, I'll be happy to start taking questions from the residents. Hi, Paul.
Paul Rosenheim, 29 Martin Van Buren. My questions are financial, so it'll be, hopefully someone else can provide some answers. In December, we accrued $183,000 for expenses. I'd like to know what are we accruing for that hasn't come in yet? I guess no answer. At the December meeting, Diana said that we'll be saving about $93,000 on the ALS contract since we terminated it. And she made it sound like we weren't paying the November bill, yet according to the financials, we paid $93,000. Are we getting any money back from American Lawn?
So I can speak to this, yes. So there were 2 remaining invoices outstanding when the termination was issued. The HOA settled with them for less than that. It was slightly more than one of the 2 outstanding bills due came to just around $200,000. We settled for about $130,000 on that.
So we're paying them $130,000. Is the $93,000 that was paid in November part of that, or is that just a separate thing?
That, I'd have to look at it. I don't want to misspeak. The settlement that we made was for the remaining 2 installments, which were for November and December of '25. Those 2 for 93, whatever that number was, each one combined is just under 200,000. That settlement against that balance was 130. What you're seeing from November may have been the October bill that got paid. I don't want to speak out of turn, but we issued a settlement payment of 130. So if you're seeing something, it's probably for the installment payment prior month, would be my guess, Paul. But I can confirm that with you.
Okay. And then the other thing is, with the correction of the balcony expenditures, meaning the costs of the balcony were reallocated over to the capital reserve fund, according to the FSR report, we're going to have a deficit of close to 300,000 this year. But that doesn't take into account the adjustments for cable income, the reduced income, the reduced expense for insurance, and the reduced expense for the depreciation. And thinking back, this past January 25, our snow removal costs were $208,000. This snow, I think, is a deeper snow that Mike said 7.2 inches, and then another 1 point some odd inches.
Under 2, but yes.
Right. So those expenditures could put us close to a $500,000 deficit. Does the board have any idea, have you even looked at projecting what our deficit will be for the year? And how is the board planning to fund that deficit?
The only comment I can make is that they've been waiting on the December financials to be released to them to kind of capture some of that information. I don't speak for the board, to be very clear. I'm just giving you what they've asked of me when it comes to that. They've asked me for the December financials so they can start to address this. So that much I can tell you, which they're not ready yet, obviously. They don't have the December financial reports yet.
But has the board thought about how they're going to fund the deficit? Right now, we know it's 290, it's projected to be 295, but with all the things I mentioned, it's going to be well over that.
Yeah, we don't have all the numbers yet, but our intention is this coming executive meeting on Tuesday that we'll be discussing this. We haven't had an opportunity to meet since these costs have occurred.
And just a suggestion, with the cost of the balconies, it should not be classified under roofing, because it makes it look like just normal roofing. There should be a separate category in the capital reserve set up for balcony replacement, because it's not a repair. It's a replacement since it's in the capital reserves.
Yep, so this is an accounting administrative note. Yes, there will be a GL broken out on the reserve side for balconies, because while it is part of a roof system, it is not the roof replacement that we have a specific bucket for that, right? So we want to make sure, to your point, that we're not commingling the two. Even though it is part of the exterior envelope system, it's different from a shingled slope roof replacement. So we'll be clear to keep them identified. But it was I stand by the action to reclass them from the operating to the reserve, because they are part of that building envelope, and it is a capital replacement project. So I do stand by that as far as where they belong, but your point is made and noted that there will be a separate reserve GL for that.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Jerry Schwartz, 9A Hillsborough. Simple question. Since garbage works so well once a week from October to April, to save more money, why don't we make it all year round, once a week? Any comments? And don't tell me about garbage smelling in the summer or winter. It smells the same. And so why can't we, if it's once a week works, why doesn't it work all year? And we can save that much more money.
Be fine with me.
Something to consider.
We'll consider it. We'll take it under advisement, Jerry.
Has it ever been thought of? Because it works. It's working. Why not make it work for 12 months?
Interesting thought.
We should discuss that.
Yeah, I think it's an item worth discussing at
Yeah,
our
it's a good
next meeting.
suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, thank you. Go.
I heard through a reliable source that we are not continuing our contract with Candlewood Management for the pool management. Is there any response on that?
The board is in the process of trying to discuss the non-renewal. So Candlewood is your pool vendor
Right.
through the end of March, I
March.
believe.
I think it's March 1st it might be.
There's actually a question back and forth. We believe it's March 1st also. Candlewood believes it's March 31st. We'll figure that out. But there is a conversation as to whether or not they will continue with them when this current agreement lapses. The board has received bids from other pool vendors, for sure.
Because I had heard that the decision was already made and Candlewood had been given notice.
Candlewood was, we communicated to them that there is an intention not to renew. They've reached out and asked to speak to us further about that. So it is, I got to be very delicate because we're getting into where it's active discussion still. So that's the most I'm going to be comfortable communicating right here and now. I believe there is an intention to improve the pool operation, and Candlewood was provided with an intention of non-renewal. So there's no termination, just that the HOA is exploring an alternate vendor when their agreement lapses. So we wanted clarification on the expiration date. As you've acknowledged, there is, we believe, March 1st. They seem to think it's March 31st. So to be continued. But I would say before this week's out, some acknowledgement to this will be out.
Is it more of a financial decision or a performance decision to switch vendors?
Paul, by the way, it would be interesting to know who your reliable source is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to know.
This is kind of strange, because we're having negotiations with contractors currently to try and get the best pricing for the community. And it's not something that's open for, general public knowledge, because we're trying to keep it competitive. So I'm just kind of curious as to where you found your information. So it may not be accurate.
If it's not accurate, it seems to be accurate based on the
Well,
response.
who's telling you? We're just, I mean, when you were, Paul, when you were on the board, if somebody did this to you, when you were under active negotiations, how would you have reacted?
First off, we would have been telling the community up front that we're looking at, yes,
Oh, no, no.
Well, we did.
No.
We
told you that
told the community we were looking for
We're looking for all
pool.
vendors to
Yes,
reduce
in
prices.
November meeting.
But you didn't answer my question, Paul. How would you have reacted if somebody did this to you when you were under negotiations
Sat up
that
here.
were very private? You sat up here and did this.
I'll tell you how I would have handled it. It would have been, hey, people talk. Word gets out. That's how. Word gets out.
It's all gossip. That's right. And if you're listening to people on next door, if you're hearing things from other people, you have no idea what we're doing. You don't know. And I appreciate that you came up and asked the question. We are looking at pricing for everything in this community in order to save money.
Thank you. Could you speak in the mic, please? Thank you.
Short. 29 George Washington Drive. I'm disappointed that the fireplace isn't on because it would have been really nice on a
Can't hear you.
day like this. I'm really disappointed that the fireplace was never turned on because it would be really nice on a day like this to have the gas fireplace turned on. I don't know if that means it doesn't work, it's got to be repaired or whatever, but I still look forward to seeing it someday as long as I'm alive. I need to get something, and I don't know who else to ask because when I ask the concierges, they tell me they have no idea what I'm talking about. When we were required to get our fireplaces and our dryers inspected, we're given a list of companies. And right now I find that my company, my fireplace was inspected. It found out that it's a hazard. I have to get it replaced, and I wanted to start somewhere. So I'm trying to get a copy of the original list, because at least there were a few companies there. And nobody at the concierge desk, like I said, knows what I'm talking about, but I know you guys probably do.
I'll get it to Marlene, not a problem at all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's on the website, I believe, also,
It is? Where?
Under dryer vents.
under the vents and chimneys.
That's the gym. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have Larry look for it. I'm not good at that.
The Concordia55.com, right? Yeah.
Reference, Concordia55.com.
Okay, is that what,
You haven't been on the website yet?
we haven't figured out how to get on it.
Oh, okay. Well, we
So-
can help you do that.
Okay, well, I'll have him learn how to do it and teach me, because I'm,
I'll be happy
yeah.
to.
okay, very good. And you're again, what's your name?
Susan,
Sue. Okay,
just
Sue, well,
after the meeting.
we got to find out how to check you out. Donna, you
After
know
the
how?
meeting.
Oh, please. Okay, I know Donna.
Marlene,
Good.
if you like, I can leave a paper copy for you with the concierge if you'd prefer. I have it up there tomorrow
wherever-
for you.
Whenever I can get it, if I could get it emailed, that would be
I'll
excellent.
email it to you, not a problem.
Okay, okay.
You got it.
And I'll give you my husband's email. Should I give it to you after the meeting?
You can, but
Okay.
if we already have it in Connect, I have it. But
Uh-huh,
if you
yeah, you
prefer to
should.
give it to me just to
Yeah.
be sure, I'll make sure.
Because
you-
we haven't figured out how to get on the thing yet, and we just look at Neighbor, because it's the only thing we have that has any information that we can actually find.
I know where you live. I know how to find you. I will get it to you. I promise you that. All right?
I'm not afraid. That's good.
We'll get it to you. We'll get it to you
That's not
tomorrow for
scary,
sure.
that's
No,
good.
I don't mean it that
I
way, but
know,
we'll get it
I
to you
know,
tomorrow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No problem, Marlene.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody's had a fireplace fixed and they did a good job, please let me know. I'm in the book.
Hi, Andrea Levine, 3A Ethan Allen. I'm having trouble getting 26 on the TV. I keep getting Clearbrook, and I've spoken to people, and they're having the same problem, and I tried calling Xfinity. They're of no help. Do you know of a solution to
No one's
this?
going to help you with that.
Watch it on YouTube. I hate to say that,
None
but
of
the
us have it.
solution, yeah, the problem, as it's been explained to us, is there's a signal leak between the two. They have their own little closed circuit channel. We have ours, and for whatever reason, the signal leaks and it overlaps, and certain homes are getting the others. I can't explain it. They being Xfinity, Comcast, they don't support the channel, the network or the administration of it anymore. That's left to our own local area experts, and quite frankly, it's an analog setup. Very few people even understand it anymore, and we have never found a work through for it. We found a workaround, which is to broadcast on a webinar or on YouTube. It's changing, going from traditional channel 26 to stream it on YouTube, and then you can see it. It's going to be the same crappy meeting, whether you see it on channel 26 or on YouTube, but
Right.
that's what you get to see. I mean, I don't mean to be self-effacing, but it's the truth.
No,
This
I-
is, it's for you to access, and I'm sorry if you can't get it on the TV, but if you're
Right.
willing to try and stream it, you will still get it.
No, I wanted to watch something that Brandeis was broadcasting,
Okay.
and I was not able to get it.
So
That's why.
Brandeis would be only on 26, not on the
Yeah,
YouTube
that's-
channel.
Yeah, we've gone after
That's unfortunate.
Xfinity, and they're clueless. They don't understand what's happening. It's
We-
going on for years.
Yeah, we have not found a local solution for a specific home, for example. We can't say, oh, try this. We've got no alternate, sorry. Visit a friend who does get it and have a watch party. Maybe you could bring some chips and watch together.
Okay.
It's-
Thank you.
it's a
We can put it
community.
on here.
There's a sense of community in there somewhere, I'm sure.
right,
Sorry, though, thank you.
Is that it for questions? Or, oh. Alice?
Alice Pollard, Concordia Circle, and I need your help. I need your help because I've stood here a number of times and I cannot walk on my sidewalk to go to my car. It is pitch black. I do not have any lights. I got bad sidewalks that you're going to take care of. But I have called maintenance, and there are lights on the garage. They don't work. And no one
Hold on.
comes.
So, all right, real quick, they don't light up or they're not effective? They're lighting up, but they're not lighting
They
the path?
don't work. They don't light up.
Okay.
They don't light up, and I was told by maintenance, they don't know who put them up, but I certainly didn't. And I had someone pick me up this evening, and I had an area that I could not see the sidewalk. I don't feel, I know, I'm not the oldest person living here in Concordia, but I am very sure that I'm the oldest one who has lived here this long. And I cannot take a chance of tripping because I can't see. I can't see the sidewalk. Even the person picked me up couldn't believe how black it is. I have had sensors put on the trees. It doesn't help. And you know, and I know, that should I fall, it's not good.
Alice,
It's
is
not
there-
good for
is
me,
there-
and it's not good for you.
Right. Is there a light, a lamp post in the lawn near the walkway anywhere?
There is this, I'm so glad you said that.
Thank you.
There is a lamppost,
Okay.
okay? And that is controlled by the people who rent the corner unit, okay? I once had to ask someone who lived there, would they please turn it on when I go out? She said, I'm paying for the electricity, you're not. So this gentleman who lives there said he would be glad to put it on so I could see. So he spoke to the woman that owns the apartment. And she said, if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. And I'm not going to invest on doing it. People diagonally across have the same post, and every night they put it on. I can't see. I don't go out that much at night, but I have the right to do it.
You sure do. What's your unit, your specific unit address?
What?
What unit are you in
I'm 163C.
C? So you're in the middle.
And I have a long walk to go to
Yeah,
the garage. In
understood.
the day, I can do it. You have to look at me. I can walk.
Oh, I see.
And
You're
I
in
I
good form.
can really get to where I want to go. But I got to see it.
I agree. So we're both in luck tonight.
We are.
Yes, it's dark out. When I leave here, I'm going to stop by your house.
My house faces Concordia Circle.
I'll find
I'm
it.
talking about
I'm-
the carriage house.
Yes, I'm going to go from your door. I'm going to do the same walk you do and walk to the carriage
Okay.
house. I'm going to identify all the areas of opportunity.
You can do
And
that.
then I'm going to figure out how to light them for you that doesn't rely on your neighbor's goodwill. How about
And
that?
you just take care.
I will. I'm on it.
Okay? Thank you.
I'm on it, Alice. Thank you. Thank you, Alice.
Shall do. Okay. One more?
Good evening. Sorry, I'm a little late, but thank you for the board. And I just had two questions.
Your name and address, please?
James Hans, 31 George Washington
Thank you.
Drive. I just had two questions regarding the HOA nurse deduction. Do they usually announce that at, like around February or sometime? That's coming up?
Yes, so the 2025 fee will be the same rate that it's been for the last 4 years. That's a fixed rate contract that expires. 26 will be different, but that'll be next year's information. The 2025 data will be the same as it's been, but we'll post it and make sure you have it. But just for anybody who knows that this will be the last year of that same rate. Next year it will change because of the cost to Concordia will change for 26.
Maintenance fees will go up.
It's already baked into it, but yes, it did. It's baked into the increase that was just passed last month.
Not complaining. And one other thing
Yes,
I
sir.
may be a little confused on, I appreciate what the board did for the Comcast. That's a rural perk there. I don't know anyone getting $18.54 bill, for what we receive. That's very good. That's very good. That the Comcast bill that I receive is $18.54, which I truly appreciate.
Nice.
Now, I don't know anyone who can match that. But the question I have is, I understand that is part of our maintenance fee paying to Comcast, or how does that work? Would that be a deductible for us, like part that goes to Comcast?
So the HOA is paying a bulk rate for a channel package and 1 gig of internet speed for every home in the association. That is part of your maintenance dues. Anything above and beyond that, you may be billed directly from Comcast Xfinity. You could conceivably eliminate any additional add-ons that you choose and have a no bill from Xfinity. Your television, the TV converter, the modem, all would be included in the bulk services agreement. You could probably further reduce the bill to 0 if you chose. But as far as a deduction, like the nurses, there's nothing like that where you would, no sir, it doesn't work like that,
There's someone
unfortunately.
who had a business who could deduct part of the internet website fees.
I imagine
if
so.
it was, but
Is it
there's
accounting?
no calculated amount
No,
for
sir.
that.
No, I understand your question. So if you had a business that you were allowed to expense a certain portion of that, you'd have to do that calculation with your accountant. I might be able to help you with some data, but we would not be in a position to provide those calculations.
It's kind of minutia, it's trivial, but I just thought, every 2 cents helps here and there.
Listen, every question deserves an answer. If I can answer it, I'll answer it.
Yeah,
In this case, I don't have much to offer.
Last week I had a problem with landscaping, and the new manager, Dominic, was very kind to come over to my residence, knock on my door, and talk with me in length with all of the issues involved. And I truly appreciate that you have someone like Dominic, who's as personable who he is. I just want to give him a little
Well,
plug.
that's nice. I appreciate that. He's with the new landscape vendor, and we hope he stays that friendly.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful January, and we will see you in February.